Hi, I'm Julie. Welcome to the SoCal Garden Haven. Come along with me as we explore my Southern California garden, discovering what's growing, and finding a little peace and happiness along the way. Today I'm really excited to share with you one of my favorite flowering plants in my SoCal garden, and that is this beautiful hibiscus, which is botanically known as Hibiscus schizopetalus. I've had this plant for about 15 to 16 years, and I have come up with my own name for this plant, which is commonly referred to as parachute plant, Oriental lantern, chandelier flower, fringe flower, coral hibiscus, but I decided many years ago that it looks like a petticoat. So I have named my plant officially my petticoat flower hibiscus. This beauty blooms throughout the year here in SoCal. It is a less common species than the regular Chinese hibiscus, which is botanically Hibiscus rosas sinensis. And this variety has actually been used to hybridize quite a few hibiscus cultivars. So this beauty is native to tropical East Africa, including Kenya, Tanzania, and Mozambique. This plant is an evergreen in the tropics, and it can be grown year-round here in SoCal, as you can see. It likes full sun and to be kept moist, and it doesn't like to be pruned much. In fact, the flower buds come from previous growth, so you don't want to prune it back very frequently. I only prune mine back a bit, about every 3 years. It is a very rangy plant. This one is actually growing in a container, which is originating several feet that way. So there's the other end of it. You can see there's another flower there up against the wall. There's the pot. And then it just keeps going this way until you get to where the other flowers are. So I would say it's running a good 10 to 12 feet. So definitely a rangy plant, but beautiful. The plant has smaller leaves than the regular Chinese hibiscus, as you can see. So these are some of the leaves here, and here's a bud coming in. And they are pendulous, so hanging downwards, as opposed to the regular Chinese hibiscus, which doesn't do that. But that is definitely a big part of this beauty's charm. And then the little fringy bottom there as well. So pretty. I can just stare at these gorgeous, gorgeous flowers for hours. And I'm always so excited when it blooms. And like I said, it blooms here throughout the year in SoCal. And as you can see, I have the flower growing up against my blue wall. So the contrast is absolutely amazing. The flowers really pop against the blue. Another thing I want to show you is how pretty these flowers look before they unfurl. Even their buds are gorgeous. So here it is, the following day, and you can see that it unfurled overnight. Just really exciting. So when it gets to that point where it's really pretty, like I showed you, then it's pretty soon after that it does go ahead and bloom. That other one is still in the process, as you can see, probably a little bit more than yesterday. And I have tons and tons of other ones that'll be coming on. So it's always so exciting, especially when I see a bunch of buds. So really pretty addition to the SoCal garden. Something just really magical. And like I said, I always think of a beautiful petticoat when I look at this plant. Thanks for spending some time today with me in the garden. If you enjoyed being here, feel free to subscribe and come back again soon.